Welcome back to another episode of the EROS Podcast, where we cover how to grow and scale your digital marketing agency without pulling your hair out. Today, we're going to cover the topic that I think is incredibly important. This entire industry is built on a huge bundle of lies. The gurus sell us on the idea or concept that starting a digital marketing agency and running one is easy. In reality, I feel like this is one of the most difficult businesses to run. Specifically, my company does website design, search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, Google paid ads, etc. I do think that within the paid ads game, that it's honestly simpler. Whenever you add in the fulfillment side of achieving results inside of SEO, it can be incredibly difficult. And there's a lot of ups and downs as an agency owner. There's a lot of things you need to know, be able to do, skill sets you need to have to make this all functional, right? You have to be good at people. You have to be good at people from a couple of different aspects. Number one, with your customers, being able to have proper customer support, drawing lines in the sand, setting expectations, doing sales, being good at communication. And then there's the leadership side. You have to be good at leading your teams, selling them on your mission of what you're trying to accomplish, presuming you're running an agency that has purpose and you genuinely desire to get results for your customers, which I hope you do if you're running an agency. If you're not, get the fuck out of this industry. Just straight up. If you are simply in it for yourself and the money, please get out of the industry. I've seen too many business owners, like legit business owners with brick and mortars, that are being reached out to by these morons that are just in it for themselves, and they're just scams, and they have hurt and damaged the local economies by running these businesses into the ground, doing improper marketing campaigns. Now, is it fully their fault? No, that's perpetuated by these local business owners buying into the bullshit, the big fancy guarantees or whatever. But in general, if you don't care about the result, get the hell out. But back to the skill sets and things that you need. You got to have some understanding of fulfillment and operations and how to build processes so that your teams have something to follow, some kind of rigid structure that they can follow, remind them to do things so that your fulfillment is good. You don't have to be the best at that. You can hire for that. And any of these skill sets, keep in mind that depending on who you are as a person, you can hands down hire for it. But when you're first getting started, you need a lot of this stuff, right? How are you going to run a business if you can't close sales? How are you going to run a business if you can't fulfill, right? So you have to have a certain amount of these. And I've intentionally gone outside of my comfort zone. My default is I'm operations all day. I would make a better COO than a CEO. And yet I've had to step firmly into the role of CEO and COO so that my company could grow, because I didn't have resources available when I first started the company. Now we're hiring for these positions, right? And I'm placing people. And I actually found out that I'm actually really good at this CEO stuff. That wasn't what came naturally to me. So depending on where you're at, what comes naturally to you, what resources you have available, you can hire for these skill sets, right? You don't have to be the best salesperson. You can hire sales teams. I'm stepping out of that role, and it wasn't something that I was good at to begin with, but I had to step into it. Here's what I'm getting at, though. Here's the real rub. Why running a digital marketing agency can be hard. Even when you get to a level of success, you are going to have days, weeks, and months that are freaking hard. Like, they're just hard. And you've got to have good mental stability in order to walk into those situations and stay steadfast and walk your ass out of them. Or you're going to have a tendency to drift like I did. I allowed the pressure to build up. And it was because I didn't support myself through proper systems and routines in my own life, the external stuff that happens outside of work, right? How much harder is it to show up at work if your spouse, your significant other, your girlfriend, whatever, you're fighting with them? How much harder is it to focus on work? Or you haven't spent enough time with your kids. You haven't built your relationship with your kids, and they come in and they're like, "Daddy, play with me." That's tough. I've been there. I've been there a lot. And that kind of stuff drives you mad. And I don't know how many agency owners I talk to, and it's very, very, very common that I see alcohol abuse, drug abuse inside of our industry, because there's a lot of pressure that comes with running an agency. You're managing people, teams, and fulfillment. You got to talk to customers all the time. there's ups and downs, things that are outside of your control in the market. Google will come in and make a change, and we've got to pivot and roll. And then I've got to set expectations and talk to our customers and keep them understanding what's happening and have built enough trust with them that they trust us moving through this process, because you can have results evaporated overnight and yeah, you can get it fixed, but hey, my business is suffering now. Make something happen, Kraig, and you got to be on it, right? And so how do you deal with that? And how quickly does it pivot and turn? It can pivot almost overnight. Let me give you an example. We hit a period a couple of months ago where we were just kind of maxed out on bandwidth. It's time to hire some new people. We needed to hire some new junior SEOs, some new web developers, etc., in order to handle the amount of influx of businesses coming in. We're growing at a very rapid clip over here. And so we kind of turned our pipeline off, turned our ads off, turned off the old offer that we were running to acquire a new business. And while my sales coordinators constantly following up with the leads that we had before that we had not ever gotten a hold of, or had conversation that weren't quite the right fit, maybe we want to offer them something different now. She's been working on those, but pipeline is drying up pretty well. And yet we've been doing all this hiring. And so we need stuff to do to keep these people, keep them busy, right? If you got web developers and you got really good ones, you don't want to let them go. You don't want the pipeline to dry up and then be like, I was promised like continuous business, especially since the way we coordinate with them, we actually pay them on project. This allows us to scale appropriately. And yet the relationship there is I keep them fed with work, they stay around, and I have consistent people that can work on the things I need. It's how I get them to show up to my team meetings. It's how we have consistent communication with someone we know and trust. So when you get a really good one, you want to keep them busy. Pipeline's drying up, right? We're coming down to the last couple of website design projects that we had on the books. And so it was time to get ads up and live, and we're pivoting away from the old offers. We're trying to get as far away from any kind of guarantee stuff that goes out. I just want to distance ourselves from that. I think it's highly unnecessary. We had leveraged a little bit of it, not in the traditional scammy way that I've very vocally promoted. I think is horseshit, needs to stop in the industry. But we made some offers we can genuinely back up, that we back up in writing, and will fully commit ourselves to applying ourselves if it comes down to it. I'm not really worried about it because we're going to get the result. We're getting the results. So nobody's upset. Either way, again, I want to distance myself from that because it's just not necessary. There's different ways to position yourselves where you don't have to make ridiculous, stupid guarantees, right? And so with that said, we created some new offers, launched some new ads, launched them on a weekend. Expectation is it's going to be slower starting out because ads have been off, but expecting a handful of leads by Monday morning. Monday morning comes around and we've only had one lead come in. That's weird. We get down to Thursday, still no leads coming in, regardless of the fact that we're not in trouble as a business, right? We have the current set of customers, and yes, I can create solutions where I make some retainers that will go out to the web developers to keep them busy, keep them on things, keep them on our team. That's not an ideal situation, and I care about these people. Their livelihoods are tied to my producing. And so I started questioning myself, something wrong with my ads. And I have the ability to make new opportunity, and yet now it's suddenly disappeared all of a sudden. And so by the time we hit Thursday, I'm sweating bullets, and my stress levels have hit a new high because, again, I'm genuinely concerned about these people. I'm fine. The rest of the team is fine. I'm like, I know and like these people that are my web development team, and I need to keep them fed. And this is going to impact them. This is terrible. What's happening? If you have not taken care of yourself externally, hitting the gym regularly, you're eating right, you're sleeping enough, you're spending time with your family, you're doing some kind of hobby to de-stress, you're not genuinely in a good frame of mind, and you've neglected any of these other things. I'm fighting with my wife. I'm feeling guilty about not spending enough time with my daughter. I've neglected my health. I'm tired. I'm moody. You start making different decisions. When you shift out of balance away from an abundance mindset and you shift into a scarcity mindset, you start flailing around. The example that I think works great, my dad gave me forever, is example of lifeguard. You got someone drowning, they do not think rationally. And if you put yourself in a place that you're drowning, you're not thinking rationally, you'll make poor decisions. Versus someone who's aware of what's going on. Maybe they're in a bad situation, they're tired, they're out in the water, but they realize if they'll just calm down for a minute, they can turn on their back and they can float. Making different decisions. You're making rational decisions when you're coming from a place of abundance. You've taken care of yourself external to your business. And you've taken appropriate steps inside of your business so that there's protection. You haven't spent every last dime that's come into your agency. You've got money tucked away for a rainy day, so you can create solutions around, hey, I need to create a retainer to retain this web developer or this new junior SEO that came on board or whatever the situation is. If you do that, then you have the ability to slowly and methodically work your way out. So I started working my way out. Hey, maybe this new offer that we created isn't as good as I thought it was. Maybe it's not resonating with the audience that we're going after as well as I thought it was. So I started relooking at that, came up with some new ideas, shot some new ads, created some new landing pages, put the new ads up. Here's what's funny. I stupidly did something apparently a way long time ago, which it's funny that it just now came to fruition. And if you know, you know, but there are rules you can apply, automated rules you can apply inside of your ad account. And sometime newbie Kraig forever ago set up some stupid rule that had been kicking my ad sets off. Unbeknownst to me, my ads were fine. I had made a proper educated guess. My ads were fine. So I'm sweating bullets and I'm trying to come up with new solutions. And I'm glad that I did. It forced me to think from a different perspective, and it's made our results exponentially better, because if what I had originally launched had worked all by itself, maybe I wouldn't have put in the amount of effort and energy I did, really diving deep, really thinking hard. What do my customers want? What can I offer them? How do I get conversation with them, etc. But I found these ad sets were off. Flipped them on. And I kid you not, within 5 minutes, we had our first lead and we had our first book call. That's how quickly it happened. And so it just goes to show, if you're, and I may not have even found that if I was doing so poorly, right? Let's say old Kraig, when I was an alcoholic, I'm just drinking myself into oblivion, praying something's going to fucking go better. I completely missed that the ads are off, never created a new solution. We just sit there and drown, right? That's what could have legitimately happened. This is what does happen to agency owners whenever they are, number one, taught incorrect fulfillment processes, taught incorrect sales processes. You get down to the point that the pressure in your chest is just all the damn time, and you can't think. You are in survival mode all the time. And if you put yourself in that position, running an agency is damn hard. And so I guess what I'm implying is it's important how we show up everywhere, not just inside of our business. If you're recruiting all of your resources just inside of your business, and you're making yourself believe this stupid fucking lie that, well, you're sacrificing temporarily your relationship with your wife, your health, your mental stability, etc., because eventually you're going to get to this point that the revenue supports whatever, and that you're going to back off. That's bullshit. You're going to keep doing that forever. Until you start drawing a line in the sand and saying you're going to go to bed on time, you're always going to go to bed late. Until you start saying that there's meant to be time for you and your family, you're going to keep giving it up and giving it to the business, and you'll do it forever. Doesn't matter where the revenue goes. It will never be enough. So start drawing a line in the sand today. Start taking care of yourself, ensuring that you're coming from a place of stability, from abundance instead of scarcity, so you can make better decisions. You can see the stupid things like your ad sets are turned off and get book leads. And let me just preface for you, that was last week. Rolling into this week, right? We found that problem. I had that immediate booked call. Since then, we've generated over 38 leads. They're coming in at an amazing price point. 9 of those leads have self-booked. 3 of them, Brittany has followed up with and got on the books for calls as well. Pipeline's filled back up. All that pressure goes away. But it came from Kraig being in such a good place, monetarily, my relationships, spiritually, health, etc., that gave me the confidence to be steadfast and walk through that situation with confidence, knowing full well that I would create a solution and get my way out. My friends, if you're trying to run a digital marketing agency, you feel like you're stressed all the time, and you can relate to problems like that, and you're not taking care of yourself appropriately, I'm going to make you a prescription. I'm not a doctor, but I'll make you a prescription. We play a game over here. Our entire team does. We play a game. We have an app on our phone. We play this every day as specific tasks that we do every single day that line us up to be successful and stay in an abundance mindset. It's like being able to take the limitless pill, where you have access to your full potential, focus, energy that you need. If you will do that, you take this prescription, you download this app, and you play this game properly, you will stay in an abundance mindset, and you will be able to, yes, there'll be some anxiety, right? That's just going to come with it. You're going to have challenges. Again, this is not an easy business. The gurus sell it as, oh, this is so easy. You just kick back and a couple hours a week, you can manage a 7-figure company. Bullshit. If you have one that has purpose, that actually produces results, you're not scamming people, there's real work involved here. This is a real business, and it has real impact. And that excites the shit out of me. I hope it does you. But if you're struggling because you're not taking care of yourself properly, again, got a prescription, got an app, shoot me a message, reach out. I'd love to share with you what this app is and how we play this game, how our whole team leverages this app to help us stay on fire, stay focused, and stay in an abundance state, like popping a limitless pill. Also, I'll just state openly, I wasn't before. I have a couple agencies that I coach right now. I wasn't opening the doors to that. I was keeping it real small. I'm still keeping it real small, but I am opening it up an opportunity to agencies that are stuck, that are struggling the way I did years ago. All I wanted was for somebody to come along and say, here's how to do this correctly. And I would have done anything, paid anything to participate in that. I'm opening up a group. Go to my landing page, Elite Results Mastery. It's 100% free to apply. We'll have a quick one-on-one conversation to see if it makes sense and if I can help you. If I can't, I'm just going to tell you that straight up, because I'm not in this for money. I'm not doing the coaching that I'm doing just for money. It's because I want to save some people from going down the path I did. It almost fucking killed me trying to build this agency. And until I figured these small things out about what I needed to change in myself to be a better leader, to be a better salesperson, to be a better everything, husband, father, brother, like you're always going to have challenges. And so I'm helping the agencies that I work with to avoid getting down to the point that I was, where I was drinking over a fifth of vodka every single night because I was miserable and constantly wondering like what is my purpose in life and why am I even here? And if you can relate to that, again, I just want to open it up for you. Open invitation. Go to eliteresultsmastery.com. Book a call with me. Let's have a quick one-on-one conversation and see if it makes sense. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, again, I'll tell you that straight up. Hopefully today's episode was helpful for you. Maybe some light bulbs that go off in your brain. You'll see like, oh yeah, maybe I should start hitting the gym more often. I should take care of my health. Hey, maybe I should make sure that I'm actually off the computer by 6 o'clock and go spend time with my family. Those things matter to your business more than you think. And if you're sacrificing that time, ultimately it will also impact your business and you'll eventually burn out and this just won't work out. If you're not going to have the discipline to do those things, get out now. Get out now before it kills you. That's all I got for you today. Again, hopefully that helps somebody. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Hit you with some more fire on some more tactical stuff next time. But just wanted to open it up, how quickly your situation can change and how you have to be committed to being steadfast. Remember, I was sweating bullets that whole week. And now it's flipped on its head. We have more opportunity in front of us we know what to do with. Literally had to turn the ads down a little bit because we're going to struggle to keep up at this point, right? That's how quickly your situation can change. It's the scenario where you're just 2 feet from gold. You're digging and you're just 2 feet from gold and you turn around too early. You're always so close. And yet, if you don't have the determination and the grit because you haven't taken care of these other things, you'll never strike gold. And I want you to. So, as always, Go do something great. Not good, not okay. We get one life. I don't want you to mess it up, especially running an agency wrong. Go do something great. I'll catch you in the next episode.